What's good, everybody? RJ Shelton here. Episode, I'm assuming it's 97. Let me check real quick. I might think I'm wrong, but there's been a lot of episodes that me and my good brother Tony Lippett have done. He is Mr. Speak On It Podcast, Mr. Podcaster. Go ahead and like, subscribe, follow all the things that he's doing, obviously with mine as well. Off the Top Show, like, subscribe. We are the new wave of this sports shit. So go ahead and tap in with us. This is episode 97. Got a good memory. But what's good, brother?
What's the Wizards? What's all right?
You already know. You already know. So let's just hop right into it here. Obviously, already I posted with my boy Jimmer talking about obviously our Green Bay Packers. We get to talk about the Detroit Lions, 24-23. This is a huge win for them, especially as a franchise. This is a huge win for the city of Detroit. I am personally happy that you guys are now getting over that hump to being able to get deep into the playoffs from a football standpoint. I know it's been some time, but let's hop into it. Obviously, like I said earlier, 24-32. Little scary towards the end, but hey, they finished, they won, they're moving on. Jared Goff, 22 of 27 from the field, 277 yards throwing, 1 touchdown. David Montgomery had 14 carries for 57 yards, 1 touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 7 receptions for 110. Total team offense for the Lions, 334, 255 passing, 79 rushing. Made critical plays to go ahead and get them obviously in the position to go ahead and face the Bucs and to bring the Bucs to the Lions. They've already beat that team. But talk to me about this game here against the Los Angeles Rams and your perspective on this.
First of all, great win for the city. First playoff win in over 32 years. First division, NFC North division winner since over 20 years.
Right.
A great win, man. I mean, obviously you came into the game. Los Angeles Rams had a great offense. Matthew Stafford was a long-time Lions quarterback, so we know him in and out, know his greatness, know his ability to throw the ball, and just shit, he's a Super Bowl champion. The offense they had, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyren Williams, these are all guys that's damn near dominated this year. I mean, Kyren Williams had over 1,000 yards, over 10
Yep.
touchdowns. Puka Nacua broke the rookie record that was previously set by, it was either Odell, Justin Jefferson, or I think Calvin Johnson. It was one of those three.
Mm-hmm.
He broke the record for over yardage. Great player, man. Great player, man. Like a dog. He
Right.
reminded me of a faster Anquan Bolden. If y'all hip to Anquan Bolden, a lot of people don't know a lot of shit about football. They
Anquan
might not know
Bolden was
why I say
that dude.
no, but Puka good. To give up 14 points in the second quarter, which was the 2 touchdowns they gave up, and then in the second half to hold this Rams team to 6 points, 2 field goals. They had 2 major stops in the fourth quarter. You feel me? Like,
Yep.
to show that they can finish the game on defense, that was great because they gave up some points in the first half that, they probably shouldn't have gave up. Great
Right.
win for the Lions, man. Jared Goff did his thing. They was able to establish the running game. Gibbs and Montgomery scored rushing touchdowns this past game. Laporta, we didn't even know if he was going to play. You feel me? But that young body and having them young, fresh legs, he was able to bounce back so quick and, scored a touchdown. He had 3 catches for 14 yards, but he scored a touchdown. I'm sure he's going to be able to do more this week as well. Great win for the city, man. And who knew? We thought it was only going to be one home playoff game, but now we got 2 because Dallas shitted the bed. Now they got another game at home in Detroit versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I also heard that the city had made over like 40 million, like because of the playoffs being downtown in the city, people traveling in, all the stores down there, selling out, bars, clubs, functions, all type of events that's going on. It just got the city rocking right now, so I love that for the city. But great win, man. Great win. They're gonna have to do it again this week, but great win by the Lions. Love what I'm seeing. Shout out to Dan Campbell. Shout out to the whole everybody that play on Alliance that been around for longest. I'm tuned in next week. Though. I mean, shit, next week. What is it? They play Sunday? Yeah, I'm tuned in
They play
Sunday. Let's get
Sunday.
it. Let's get it.
No, absolutely. Before we obviously go on to the in depth more of obviously that Tampa Bay game, Tampa Bay versus Lions. We'll get more depth in that. There was a lot of eye opening games in that wild card game this past weekend. Obviously, the first one we started off here, Browns versus Texans. Lordy, Texans obviously won that one 14. Won that one 45-14. CJ Stroud continues to show that he's a top 5 quarterback of this year, in my opinion, playing at a very high level, and it was displayed obviously at home. Everything that the Texans needed rolling, they was on full display from a defensive standpoint, guys making plays, offensive standpoint. We already know with Collins, Singletary, and obviously Stroud. In that offensive line and guys doing what they need to do. I know they got whoever the tight end is. I forget his name. He came from the Dallas Cowboys.
Dalton Schultz.
Schultz. Yep, Dalton Schultz. Just all in all, basically a complete ass whooping at home. And if you're a Houston Texans fan, you got to be like, man, we have finally got a quarterback. We finally got a defense. And shout out to their front office for making all those adjustments on that defensive end. Obviously, went ahead in the draft and got that DN out of Alabama, who's played very well, extremely well.
Yeah.
And they got guys playing. Obviously, King is there as well in the secondary. They brought him back. He played unreal that game. He was all over when I was watching. Talk to me about this game. Obviously, we're going to talk all about him briefly, but when we go through all these, kind of just one thing that kind of stuck out with you in this game, you're like, okay. Because to me, Texans, when I watched this, I'm like, oh, they for real. Because we were talking so crazy about the Browns coming in, like they were legitimately going to win this game with flying colors.
Yeah. One thing I took away from this game is that, the Browns, they came out flat. Like they didn't come out with a game plan that they like looked like they wanted to win. Like the energy was off. They just wasn't. They should have dominated this game. I mean, you had a number one defense all year. Number one defense.
Right.
Arguably the best player on the field was on their team, Myles Garrett. The defense that they had was pretty good. Amari Cooper, feel me, David Njoku, but it was Joe Flacco. It was like we knew that Joe Flacco was, he was 4-1 in the games. He came back in the season, but he turned the ball over a lot. He threw
Mm-hmm.
2 picks in this game, didn't he? Was it two pick sixes?
Yep.
Like you can't throw. You're not gonna come close to winning throwing 2 pick sixes at all. Like their running game, they couldn't get a running game going at all. I thought they was gonna be able to at least run the game. I mean, run the ball at least a little effectively. But between
Mm-hmm.
your two backs to have, 17 carries and barely over 40 yards together, that's what 2 yards a carry, barely by two different running backs.
Barely.
That's not a Joe Flacco. He's not gonna win that game. Throwing the ball
Right.
46 times in a playoff game, you're not gonna win that game. He needs a running game, and that means the defense had to step up and show out, and they weren't able to do that. CJ Stroud came out there, and in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken, Texans drove the ball down there easily, but then they kicked the field goal. The Browns they drove the ball down there and scored. It was 7-3. So then it was 10-7 at the end of the first quarter. So it kind of went back and forth a little bit, but it was like, okay, it's 10-7. Browns drove the ball down there. We're gonna see. And then the Browns come back and score again, make it 14-10. So we're like, oh, okay.
I'm in there like this. I'm like, okay, here we go. We got a great first game. I'm sitting down at the crib like, ooh, this is what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, we gonna see one of these type of games. But then it's just like that was it. Once the Browns scored that 14 points they scored 14 points in the first 14 minutes of the game.
Right.
And then they ended the game with 14 points. So literally the game was 60-minute game. So for 15 minutes, they scored all their points, and then for 45 minutes, the rest of the game, they didn't score another point.
Right.
Like, I mean, like I said, man, they had 2 pick sixes on defense, and your offense scored 14 points. So you gave them 14 points, and you only scored 14 points. You're not gonna win that game, bro. Especially on the road. Um, good. I don't even want to say good season because the Browns, both of the teams, I had two teams being like the most dangerous wild card teams
You
that could make
always
play.
pick the Browns. You like for the whole time that you've all had done your picks, you always took in the Browns in the regular season. And it was crazy to me. I'm just like, what the hell are the Browns doing? Like, what? This defense, literally, honest to God, Miles Garrett was nowhere to be found that game.
He ain't make no
Like,
plays.
nowhere to be found, bro.
But Tunsil, bro, Laramie Tunsil,
He
he
nice.
behind
He
Trent
nice.
Williams. He right there, like, and he's been like
He
that for
nice.
like I was on the Dolphins when we drafted him. He
Mm-hmm.
was the cobra from the first day he walked in. He was like whole vet, like, bruh, he was good. He was dominant from the first day, and he a chill dude,
Mm-hmm.
chill.
Right.
But yeah, man, he definitely X that out. And once you X out the best player, it's a wrap. If you're able
Right.
to X out the best player, it's a wrap. So CJ Stroud stepped up, man. He made the throws. Guys made the plays. Texans looking good. And they wasn't even supposed to be there. You know,
No.
Jaguars was supposed to win. And they were supposed to be the 4th seed. And maybe Houston was supposed to be the 7th seed or out of the playoffs. And then they ended up being a 4th seed, having a home playoff game and winning. CJ Stroud, first playoff game, he won. So shout out to him, man, because this Browns team was one of those dangerous teams. But if you don't have a quarterback, bro, it's gonna be hard to win in this league. I'm telling you. And he was on the couch till week 10.
Right.
So great win for
Yeah,
Houston.
no, that was a great win. Then obviously let's move on to a couple games, obviously, from that past weekend. We can talk briefly about a couple, but there's one that I really want to shine on. We knew that the Kansas City Chiefs were going to beat the Dolphins. Dolphins clearly couldn't play in that cold weather. I mean, I was in the 305, and I would be somewhat tripping too if I come from 85-degree weather and then go all the way and try to get my body warmed up and loose in -2 or 13-degree weather or whatever it was.
Because
It just looked clear as day like that's what it was.
that's
Like,
something you can't prepare for, bro. Like
right,
when
you
you get
can't.
when you get off the plane, when you touch down in Kansas City, and you ain't even got to get off the plane yet. You can feel it
Right.
wheeze through the plane. But then once you step off the plane and that shit smack you in your face, you a lot of people lost right there. We'll go.
Absolutely. No, and just to piggyback on what you were saying, I just vividly remember a point where when we played, and we were there together at 13 when we went to Northwestern, and how freaking cold it was. Like, I know you played in, like you were saying, here in Minnesota, that like when you played here in Minnesota, that was the coldest game you ever played in. That game for
Dog,
me in the
you wasn't there,
Northwestern 2013, I was not there. No, I wasn't there.
bro. Oh my god, bro.
So like that was the type of
Oh my.
scenario of what it was, bro, for them Dolphins for you when
And
you
I'm
played
from
in
the cold.
Minnesota.
I'm from the
Right.
cold. Like I'm from the cold. I've never in my life, bruh. Oh my god, bro. It was freezing, bro. The whole game.
Right.
The whole. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, I think we all knew that the Kansas City Chiefs were going to win that one. That's a good win for the Kansas City Chiefs, though. You
No
know, again, having all this backlash in the regular season, everyone's doubting them. Obviously, coming and winning, obviously 26-7 was a great game. We already talked about the Lions, Steelers versus Bills.
question.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a because Miami was one of those teams that could have had the 1 seed. They should have had the 2 seed. They was being talked about as one of the one of the greatest shows on greatest offenses on turf on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl. People was talking about them being Super Bowl. Do you think that is? Do you think the Miami Dolphins collapse was worse or the Dallas Cowboys collapse was worse? Just this year.
I would say Dallas Cowboys is worse than this one. Main reason why I say that is because you were 8-0 at home. You didn't lose at the crib. You have all the momentum going into this game, and you let a young team that carefree just going out and playing. They're doing what they need to do, and we'll just get into it right now. Matt LaFleur coached very well. Young guys played unreal. Defense played unreal. Jai Alexander came out of the blue this game. Darnell Savage came out of the blue out of this game. Joe Barry came out of the blue out of this game. This was the best game that the Packers have ever played throughout this entire season. And the fact, all this hype and all of the, Dallas is going to be for real this year. I'm really, from here on out, they are only a good team in the regular season when things are not on the line. Clearly, you just saw, and we all saw this past weekend, a complete meltdown. And you saw it on the field. Dak Prescott not, getting the ball to CD. CD Lamb was getting a little frustrated. But what it was is that the Packers and Jair Alexander's defense finally played as a unit. Jair Alexander was really the X factor to me, setting the tone. And regardless what I mean by setting the tone is getting underneath CD Lamb's skin. As you saw, he was pushing them like he'd do a 10-yard out route. You know how irritating that is? Like someone just always just down nagging, like you want to go ahead and scrap somebody. I know I would, or I'm trying to get it back somehow, some way. And that's just the nature of the game. And that's how Jai Alexander plays against good competition and one-on-one competition. So I was so ecstatic with his play. Our D-line was doing what it needs to do. But the big thing, we just got key turnovers and key stops. And our offense, bro, that man Jordan Love, boy, goodness gracious. Yes, I know you were right. And obviously, I'm always going to give you your flowers on that. And I will continue to give you flowers on that once this podcast will be forever gone and put to rest. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. But I mean, you look at it, and I talked about this obviously on the podcast, my boy Jimmer. We don't need to sign a big wide receiver. We have 4 guys that can get the job done. Jalen Reed didn't even have a catch, and we still won. Christian Watson didn't even have he had 1 catch for 9 yards. Wicks had a touchdown. Romeo Dobbs, who realistically, I'm like, bro, what is this guy doing? Comes out and has a monster game. And then we have our 2-headed monster in tight end in Musgrave and Kraft. And then not even that, we have Aaron Jones in the backfield, who I said earlier is going to be a complete X factor because he slaughtered the Dallas Cowboys. Texas boy, he wants to come out and show out. And what did he do? That motherfucker got straight to it. First off, the Packers got straight to it when they said, we want the ball. That's when I knew. I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. And ever since we did that, we're rolling 27-7 at halftime. We got that place quiet quick, and that ball game was over. Granted, I was very irritated that he pulled some starters, but I understand why he did. He took the bullet for it, so I don't need to go ahead and continue on forward with that. But it was just a great game. But I think to answer your question, even though I kind of made that a long spiel there, it's more on Dallas than it is Miami Dolphins. Because I mean, really both, but it's worse on the Cowboys because they have home field advantage. Like you are at home. The Packers were not supposed to win this game, and you didn't. Not only did you not make it a game, you got dog walked in the first half at home. Like, okay, let's go for a walk for this first half. That's what happened that game, and I loved every minute of it. If anyone that hated the Dallas Cowboys as much as I don't care for them, but people that was the best thing I've ever seen in a wild card game to see a team get dog walks the way they did. It was insane. It was by far the and what's crazy is that when I was in 305, I'm like, what is I was like shocked. I'm like, what's going on right now? Like, are the Dallas Cowboys not trying to play? Or do we have them figured out? Like, this is not Joe Barry that I know from the regular season doing all these disguises. When he had called that, it was like a slanted CD. Savage. So what happened was this is what Joe Barry does. We always put a damn linebacker on a wide receiver. It's always been like way in the slot. You know, they got a guy playing up top.
They was like that the first
We
play.
we bumped him over,
Yeah.
brought whoever down. I think it was Nick's down. I'm like, and then basically had Savage obviously reading game field tape, went in and picked that pick six. It was so natural. I'm like, oh my God, we're prepared. But anyways, obviously we just talked about that, but Cowboys are dookie. What other games here? This is the one that I want your opinion, you to have the floor on, because I've been waiting for you to go ahead and because I've obviously heard on your podcast you talking obviously about the Eagles. I've heard your 2 cents throughout this whole season about the Eagles. What in God's green earth is going on with these Eagles in a complete meltdown? A complete meltdown from December to now. How do you go ahead and you lose to the damn Tampa Bay Bucks 32-9? 32-9, Lip. AJ Brown not playing because he's hurt, but the quarterback's got a broken middle finger, but he's out there. You've talked about this already. Talk to me about this whole situation and what you think needs to happen, because I want you to put your GM hat on, because you're 10 times out of 10 right when you talk about these things. Talk to me about this situation for the Eagles right now.
Shit up for my outside looking in, I would say Sirianni, he wasn't authentic. And he tried to adapt like the Philadelphia way or whatever. He tried to like camouflage himself into the team. And then they started looking at him like a peer. And when you got your players looking at you like a peer, the dynamics kind of change. Like when you always
Right.
consulting shit with your players and what do y'all want to do? What do y'all think about this? Like, bro, you got to make a decision. Like, it seemed like his voice was lost in that
Mm,
locker room. And I'm not going to say they started to not believe in him, but his authority wasn't the same.
right.
Maybe last year it was cool because they was winning. You know, maybe last year it was cool because they was winning and Jalen Hurts was playing well. And I told you at the beginning of the season, even in this past offseason, losing them two coordinators was gonna change up a lot because you don't understand how important somebody is until they gone. You
Right.
don't understand people. That's in life. You don't understand how
Right.
important somebody is until they vanish out your motherfucking life. So
Right.
maybe those guys was able to speak towards certain things that Sirianni wasn't able to do. You know,
Right.
the coordinators are with the players more. You know, the coordinators they're able to relay the message more and better. Now you bring in two new guys in just because they was under that staff. You think they're going to be able to call plays the same way, do things the same way, teach you the same way, relate to you the same way? No. And then they started the play call and everything. It started to be a problem. Um, I'm not gonna say they didn't have any leaders, but maybe the leadership was just tired. I don't know. You feel me? Like they was just tired. Like they've been there for a long time. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. You know, then they didn't have no linebackers like that. Their secondary was, man, that defense was horrible, dog. That Eagles defense was horrible, and they was bad last year though. But they was one of the I guess statistically they was one of the better offenses. I mean defenses last year. But they gave up 35 points in the Super Bowl to a non-explosive Chiefs team.
Right.
They just collapsed, bro. And this is why I say, I'm about to go on a little whatever, but this is why I say, like, bro, you can't say Tom Brady was the one that was winning in New England. You can't say that because we see teams go to one championship and never go back again. We see some teams go to one championship and the next year they lose.
Right.
Seattle. We ain't never seen a team go to 10 championships within like 19 years and win 6 of them. We ain't never
Right.
seen that. That comes with structure and foundation. That don't just come with no, oh, he was a great quarterback, so they won. So why Peyton Manning didn't win 7 rings? Why Drew Brees didn't win 7 rings? Why all these
Right.
other guys didn't win 7 rings? Because they the great
Right.
quarterback, right? Everybody should win because of them. But they didn't do that. Why Aaron Rodgers only been to the Super Bowl damn near one? What, he been there one time?
One time.
Why he only been there one time when he's the greatest quarterback of all time, damn near, arguably? It comes with coaching, bruh. And once you try to be cool, buddy with your players, I'm not saying you can't be grown men, but you need to understand, like, bro, we are at a job. You feel me? Like, yeah, it's fun and yeah, it's football and it's a kids game and things like that. But there needs to be like dictatorship in players. You feel me? Like you need to be
Right.
it need to be a leader in the room. Not even just dictatorship. It needs to be a leader. I think Sirianni kind of lost his leadership. He wasn't able to when he lost them 2 coordinators, it messed up the whole team, bro. Like it just messed him up. The game planning was wrong. He demoted the defensive coordinator in the middle of the season. Like all of that internal shit, it just screwed up the whole team. So I don't think they're gonna fire him. They haven't fired him yet. It's been like I don't think they should fire him. I think they should find an offense coordinator that can help Jalen Hurts. Put him under the
Yes.
center, bro. Put him under the center. Give him some easy throws, boots, nakeds, play action pass. He literally in the shotgun every play. How can there
Which
ain't no
is
play action pass?
wild.
You
Which is
never turning your
wild.
back to you're not turning your back. You know when you turn your back, when you are under the center and you turn your back like you about to hand the ball off, the safeties see your back, so they're gonna either sit or they're gonna come down. The corners are looking at you. They're either gonna sit or they're gonna come down. Now when you run a play action, the linebacker, not the tight ends and the receivers are that much closer to you. So now he's gonna pass you.
Right.
Now I can hit that deep post on cover 4. Now I can hit the whole shot in cover 2 because I got their attention with my back. They need to add some of that into their offense. They just wasn't good this year, bro. Like even the game they won a Super Bowl when they beat the Cowboys, they beat the Dolphins, they beat the Chiefs. Like that little run right there in the middle of the season, that was their Super Bowl. Because they was breaking down before that. They've been breaking down this entire season. And they just didn't have enough. It's hard to win, bro. It's hard to win in the NFL, bro. It's hard.
Yes, it is.
It's hard.
Absolutely. But kind of just to obviously wrap up the NFL portion of this, let's just go back to obviously this Buccaneers versus Lions game. It's at 2:00 Sunday. I got the Lions in this one. Talk to me kind of just some key points on what the Lions need to do to go ahead and get into that conference championship game. That's going to be obviously next week. Oh no, it's January 28th. Yep. So next week, basically. Talk to me about what they need to do to go ahead and be dominant in this game. Because I really think, even though that the Buccaneers have a good defense, don't get me wrong, I think the offense and what they got going on, people were telling me, oh, RJ, you're crazy that Aaron Jones ain't going to run for 100 yards against Michael Parsons and the whole D-line. Look at what happened. I really, truly think that they're going to be able to do their thing, especially being at home, being able to run that ball, being able to go and do play action pass, and that defense is playing at an all-time high right now. Talk to me about this.
Man, the Bucs been playing well this year. They won a division. I feel like they kind of overachieved, but they still have guys from that championship team on this team. Like they got Carlton Davis, they got Dean, they got Hittner, they got White, they got Levante David, Vita Vea, Will Ghostin. They have their guys. I think it's gonna be a Jared Goff game. I don't think the Lions are gonna be able to run the ball as effectively. So I think Jared Goff is gonna have to win this game. We in the second round of playoffs now. The
Right,
quarterbacks are gonna win. Like this is the quarterbacks round. The
right.
quarterbacks is gonna win this game. It ain't gonna be no we ran the ball well. No, it's just the last 8 teams.
Or just open the door.
The last 8 teams. I'm gonna say that Jared Goff is gonna win this game. It's gonna have to be him, and we're gonna see if it's gonna happen, man. Because I think this Bucks team that's coming in, it's not gonna be an easy win, bro. They're playing well. If you watched the game with last week, they beat the Eagles. The Eagles are last year NFC Championship. They was in They was in the Super Bowl, and they beat them
Mm-hmm.
handily. And the Lions defense ain't that damn good. You feel me? Like, I know they do what they do and
Right.
play moments sometimes, but they not that good all the time. So this is gonna be a closer game than you think. I think this is gonna be a closer game than you think. Who you think is the best is the better quarterback on the field? Jared Goff or Baker Mayfield? Who is the better quarterback?
Jared Goff, he's been there before. He's been in this situation when he was with the Rams. I mean, Baker Mayfield, this is his first time. He's playing great, by the way, even though we've been talking mad shit about Baker Mayfield over the years. I'm glad that
Yeah.
he's finally found a home, but I'm taking Jared Goff. He's been in this situation. He's been in the Super Bowl. He knows what it takes. He knows that he needs to go ahead and prepare for every situation like he's always have through his whole career. And he's been in the pressure situations. You know what I'm saying? He's been in those where he's got to make, the correct play every single time. Like, because this is where we're at now. It just gets even more and more and more laser focus on every single play to go ahead and put points on the board. So I'm taking Jared Goff in that one for sure. And I think he's going to have a monster game. I
Okay.
didn't, I don't know if you saw the Matthew Stafford interview at the end, where they asked him like how the quarterback play was. You know what I'm saying? And basically he didn't give him his flowers. He was like, oh, the players did well. You know what I'm saying? So like he's still, to me, I think he's still like he's earning like everyone's like you saw it when he was in the locker room as well. Like, he's very amped up and very locked. He's like, I fucking love this team. Boom, boom, boom. Like, let's keep fighting. Let's keep doing this. Let's keep going ahead and doing what needs to be done for us to get to the next step. And I like that coming out of a quarterback's mouth because it's like, hey, he's down to go ahead and do what needs to be done to win. Regardless how ugly it is, he's going to take it on himself to go ahead and make sure that this offense goes. So,
They
Lions,
can't be ugly though. Like it can't be ugly. I don't think the
no.
Lions an ugly game. I don't think this team is that great around him to win an ugly game. Like their defense is not that good, bro. Let's be real. I mean, the Lions defense, you can score the ball on the Lions defense. The secondary, you can throw the ball on them. Just saying, bro. Like we're gonna see. It's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be closer than we think. But I think the better defense is the Tampa Bay, and I think Tampa Bay
Absolutely.
has Godwin. They have Mike Evans. They have Otta. They have David Moore that scored last week. They have Trey, and the running back even running well. Number one, I think it's Rashad
White,
White. He's ball
show.
well.
Yep.
So this game is this gonna be a good game. I'm tuned in. I mean, I got the Lions, but
Yeah.
it's a but. It's a but after that.
But at the same time, you never know what they got schemed up as well. Because it's 0-0. You go ahead. It's just the record don't mean shit. You just move on and win. That's it. But I think, like you said, it's going to be a good one, but I got the Lions right with you. Just for all my betting people out there, too, as well, the Lions are favored -6.5. Over under points
Ooh,
wise is 48.5.
-6.5.
This is what I see right now, just as of recent from CBS Sports.
They think they gonna
They
win by a
got
touch.
they got you at 6.5, brother. And that's not, honest to God, that's a little scary for bettors, but it is what it
I
is.
bet. I bet the
Huh?
plus on that. I bet the plus on. I don't think they're gonna beat them by a touchdown. I definitely bet the plus for.
The hell yeah. Bro, this game's gonna be. I feel this game's gonna be like a field goal or like just some come down to the wire type shit. But for that being said, just to go ahead and go over obviously divisional round, just times here in games, so you guys know what's going on and watch this great NFL playoff that has been upon us this year. Texans face the Ravens, 3:30 p.m. on Saturday, obviously, which is tomorrow. And then the nightcap is the Packers versus the 49ers at 7:15. And we just talked recently, not even a second ago, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers face the Lions at 2 p.m. on Sunday, and then Chiefs versus Bills. Chiefs versus Bills. Let's go ahead and pause here real quick. This is now swapped to where the Kansas City Chiefs are heading now to Buffalo. This will be a hot take. Does that change anything, or do you think the Chiefs are still going to go ahead and come out with a dub?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
And I had a
They got
feeling
the
you were
best
going to
defense.
take the Chiefs.
They got the best defense. Chris Jones and Snead gonna do their thing over there. Um, the linebackers Bolton and Willie, number 15. I think they got the better defense. And I think they got Patrick Mahomes, man. They know how to play in the cold. It was just negative 30 degrees in Kansas City, the coldest game in NFL
Right.
history. I don't think they're gonna be worried about the cold. Travis Kelce, Rice. I was speaking
Yep.
about him earlier in the season too. I'm like, bro, he's straight. He
He
not
is
once he
straight.
stopped dropping the ball. That's what I just said. Like once he stopped having these drops, he was gonna be better because he seemed like he has that type of. I'm just about to go out there and play football. You feel me? Like
Right.
some Hines Ward in him. You feel me? He got like I kind of think I look when I see him, I see a mixture of like Hines Ward and Randall L. Like he has
Mm-hmm.
playmaking Randall L, but he's like physical like Hines Ward. Um, and Pacheco didn't play the last time they played. When they played in
He
Kansas
didn't
City,
play?
he
Oh,
didn't
wow.
play. And they should have fucking won with the throwback, the whole offside. Remember that was the week they had the little
Oh, yeah, that
offside.
was the week. They should have won that game then.
Yeah, so they should have won that game. And bro, Josh Allen got to show me that he can win. I'm going with the Chiefs. Josh Allen got to show me that he can win, and that's go
Yep.
boy. If boy, I think if Josh Allen lose that game, that's gonna be worse. If the Ravens lose this weekend,
Yeah. No, it's going to be. It's going to be way worse.
because the Chiefs are vulnerable right now. Like even though I just said what I said about them, they can easily go out there and get the dropping the damn ball and make Mahomes look bad, and it be a low scoring game to where Josh Allen do a couple things special, But I'm going with the Chiefs in this game. I just feel like you gotta beat Patrick Mahomes, bro. I don't care where he playing at. He even playing in the damn backyard. I don't care. Underwater, I don't care. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes. You got to show me that you can beat him, and he's a playoff guy. He's a Super Bowl
Excuse
guy.
me.
So
Yes,
you
sir.
got to show me that you can beat him. You got to show me.
Absolutely. Obviously, you just listed off those games, so we tuned into that. Hey, before we go out, Lakers got a good little dub last night against the Phoenix Suns, huh? Good
The
little dub. Or
Mavericks.
Mavericks, excuse me. Sorry, Mavericks. Good dub.
Hey man,
Are we? Do we got anything to say before we go about that, or do we need to wait till next week?
no, I'll go ahead and say a couple things right now. I like the lineup. I like us being back to an offensive lineup. All that defensive shit, starting Cam Reddish and Prince and Vando at the same time, where ain't no offense right there. Can't do that shit in the NBA today. That shit might have worked in 1992 playing against the Chicago Bulls, but
You
right
hate
now,
Darvin Ham.
bro, I tell you, I don't like his ass. He get on my goddamn nerves, bro. He get on my goddamn nerves, boy. But we looking good, man. I like the Reeves and D'Lo. They seem like they got a new breath of fresh air back playing with each other. They really tight, really cool. So that's always good having chemistry off the court. It always works on the court or on the field or whatever you fuck y'all playing. Um, just more scoring, more shooting, more help around LeBron James, Anthony Davis, man, to where they ain't gotta carry the game the whole time. D'Lo's been playing well. If they continue to play like this for the next 10, 15 games, I don't think we need to go out there and make a big trade. You feel me? I don't think we need to go and trade those guys to get a Levine. Because I'm
Mhm.
starting to see it right on the wall. I don't know if we're gonna give give the Bulls what they probably want from us to get Levine. I don't think
Right.
it's get to that point. But if we can get a couple guys here and there, like I just said on the podcast I just did on Speak on the Podcast, episode 76, I said if we can get Chris Paul, he can get bought out. He can come and run our second team offense, and he can just be a coach on the field, coach in the locker room, coach in practice, all of that. He got that brilliance, and he can be another
Right.
ball dominant guy for our second unit.
Right.
And if D'Lo is not playing well, Chris Paul right there. You feel me? Let's say D'Lo is having one of those nights where he's just on some janky ass shit. We can put Chris Paul in and he can do his thing. So the last two games, they beat Thunder, they beat the Mavericks, two great teams in the West, two top 5 teams in the West. They just showed that they can play great against some of these better teams. They just need to play more consistent, bro. Like, it's a make or miss league. You're gonna make and miss shots. But if they keep the same effort that they playing with right now, they gonna win. Anthony Davis is playing
Right.
at the MVP level. This is Anthony Davis'
Yes.
best year of his career. I'm not even going.
Brother, he's
I
honest to
love
God, every time that I put on that TV, that boy look like he playing like Shaquille O'Neal out there, boy.
it,
Dominating.
bro. And I was thinking, I was like, damn. We may have seen a LeBron, we seen a Jordan before. We ain't never seen a LeBron. My bad. We ain't never gonna see a LeBron. We ain't never. I'm gonna just put him in the category of his own. We've seen a Jordan. Kobe came right after that in the same time. We might have seen another AI. We might have seen Trae Young. We might have seen another Steph Curry with Trae Young. Remember they would say, "Oh, he's the new Steph Curry." Bro, we ain't never seen no other Anthony Davis, bro.
No.
Like the closest thing to Anthony Davis we probably seen is a guy that just got in the league, and that's Victor. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. Maybe Chet Holmgren, maybe.
Hell nah. Hell nah. Because he went
But
ahead and shut that shit up immediately
yeah,
when
they
they
like
went on
his
one head battle.
yeah, but I'm saying like I'm talking about like
Oh,
AD
development
type
and shit.
players. Like
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
it's a unicorn type of a player, can play offense, can play defense, can dribble the ball, create his own shot, and dominant on defense, can guard the wing, can guard the center, literally deterring guys from even coming into the paint. We ain't never seen a AD like this the next AD. But now we have like maybe two guys in Victor and Chet. So, and I'm not saying they're gonna be as great as AD. They might be better. Shit, who knows? But up until this point, we ain't never seen a guy like him ever. So it's like, and if he's
Right.
able to do what he doing and continue to do what he doing, and we get the right pieces around him in the buyout market, we can get some shooters. I'll take a Tim Hardaway. Can we trade Rui for Tim Hardaway right now? I do not like Rui, dog. I think he's the most overrated motherfucker ever. Like y'all, there's so many people that love Rui Hachimura, and I'm not saying he a bad player, but they gave him 15 plus million, and he can't even create his own shot. How are you? How can you make $15 million a year in the NBA and you cannot create your own shot, bruh? And your defense fucking suck. How?
I don't
I'm
know,
telling you,
bro.
I'm gonna league. I can give me some point. I'd have been like Chris Paul if I was in the league. I'd have been in your shit point guard. Cause I'm 6'3", 6'4". I'd have been around there. I'd have been getting buckets like that. I'd have been in your face on defense and scoring points. Shit. Enough about me, man. Enough about me. You know what I'm saying?
Here we
But
go.
I like what the Lakers doing, man. I like what they're doing. I want to see them continue to play this way. Two great wins back to back versus two great teams. Um, I'm loving it, man. We got to keep building. We got to keep winning and just add a couple more pieces. And I think we'll be in good shape.
No, absolutely. And the piggyback on what you said, the Lakers, since obviously I started this, have always been good of bringing pieces in to make that push into the playoffs. I think last year when they had in the inquiries, I think it might have been with D'Lo or one of the two, whatever, they come on over.
Yeah.
Um, they make the right decisions when it comes to that playoff time. So with that, my good people, you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully your week was incredible. Enjoy yourself. Obviously, if you put that work in like you're supposed to, this is when the weekend is for you to unwind and go ahead. Watch some football, watch some basketball, but for sure be tuned into those divisional round games. My good brother Lip, take us out, man.
Hey, man, drink y'all water, man. Take care of yourselves. I heard a lot of people out here getting sick, man. Take care of yourselves, man. Eat some vegetables, eat some fruit, man. Eat y'all a little banana, a little apple, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
like you said, yourself.
Absolutely. Peace out, y'all. We will see you next week.
Yeah.